Check these out. This is what you're gonna learn to make in this video. Yorkshire puddings. They are so delicious. They're simple, cheap, and yummy, especially with gravy. My children love them. So let me take you into my kitchen and show you how to make real British Yorkshire puddings. And at the end, there'll be a taste test. Why not have a go at making them yourself? They're so easy to make and they're so delicious. Welcome to the kitchen. How do the British eat Yorkshire puddings? Let me tell you. In Britain, we normally eat Yorkshire puddings with a roast dinner. This means roast meat or roasted meat. Roast beef, roast chicken, roast pork, roast lamb. We love all these things with Yorkshire puddings. We also love roast potatoes and then some vegetables like broccoli or carrots or swede or parsnip or cauliflower. All these things go really well in a roast dinner with Yorkshire puddings. And of course, the most important thing with Yorkshire puddings is the gravy. Super important to have a really nice gravy to pour in the Yorkshire pudding, around the Yorkshire pudding. It makes it taste so good. Are you ready? Let's make these delicious Yorkshire puddings. You only need a few basic ingredients. You need some flour, white flour. You need some eggs, and you need a pinch of salt. You need some sunflower oil, and you need some milk. Let me just get some milk. You need some milk. Got all our ingredients. We also need a whisk to whisk everything up together, a mixing bowl, some scales to weigh out our flour, a measuring jug so that we can measure out the amount of milk we need, and we need a baking tray or like a muffin tray like this. In England you can buy special Yorkshire pudding trays, but I'm just using a muffin tray from Dr. Oetker. So, okay, I think I have everything I need. We need to heat the oven to 220 degrees with the fan on. So let's just do that a moment. 220 degrees. The next step, we need to put some oil into our muffin tin. Did I say tin or tray earlier? Anyway, into our muffin tin. And this is really important that you get this right. The oil must be super hot. It has to be steaming hot. And so I'm going to put some oil into this tin. I've got a new bottle of sunflower oil here. I have to confess, I'm not the best cook in the world, but I can do some cooking. Okay, so we're going to put some oil into this tray, and the tray is going to go, or tin, is going to go into the oven at 220 degrees centigrade with the fan on, and then it's going to get hot for like at least 10 minutes, so the oil is literally boiling, and then we're going to put our mixture, our batter, we're going to put then into this muffin tin. So we're just putting the oil into our muffin tin, just probably about half a centimetre on each muffin hole, should be perfect. So I've got my oil in my tin, and I'm going to put the tin into the oven to heat at 220 degrees centigrade. So this is going to go in the oven to warm up. Just open that, put it into the oven, and that can get super, super hot. Right then, next step, mixing bowl, sieve, whisk. A sieve is something quite different. You could, if you wanted to, sieve your flour, but to be honest, I don't think it's needed. So I'm going to put this onto my scales, and I'm going to put in 100 grams of this nice, I've got organic flour. You don't need organic flour, but you know, it's nice. 100 grams, that is way too much. So we'll just take a little bit out. Got my 100 grams of flour, and now we can put the scales to one side, and we're going to break 2 eggs into my flour, whisk them up. But before I do that, I'm going to put 100 milliliters of milk into my measuring jug. Let's have a look here. This is the wrong scale. So here, 100 milliliters. Doesn't seem very much, does it? So, 100 milliliters. That seems like a very small amount. We'll go with it. Let's stick to the plan here. 2 eggs in. Let's go for it. Number 1 and number 2. Let's get rid of those eggshells. I'm going to whisk this up. So it should become like a paste, and that's good. Everything's all whisked up together. Got this like amazing paste going on here. And now I'm going to add a pinch of salt, which I didn't do before, but you could do it before. There we go, it's a pinch of salt. And now I'm going to add the milk slowly whilst whisking. But my paste is currently very, very thick. Of course, if you wanted to, you could use a hand mixer to mix this. So that's it basically. The batter's ready. You can see it's there, it's looking perfect. You can even prepare the batter the night before and then use it the next day. And in fact, it's better when it sits for about an hour or rests for an hour or so before you use it. But we're going to crack on now. And once the muffin tin, or rather, once the oil in the muffin tin is really, really hot, we're going to put this mixture straight in and watch the magic happen as the Yorkshire puddings rise in the oven. It's going to be amazing. So my muffin tin has been in the oven now for at least 10 minutes. The oil should be really, really hot, and that's super important that the oil is really, really hot. Now we should move quite quickly so that the oil stays hot. I'm going to take the muffin tin out of the oven, put it onto my wooden board, and I'm going to pour my mixture into the muffin tin. If you want to, you could put your batter or your mixture into a jug and pour it from the jug. I'm just going to pour it straight from my mixing bowl. Let me get the Yorkshire puddings from the oven. What I mean is, let me get the muffin tin from the oven. All very hot. Shut the door again. Oven door shut. Let me pour this mixture in. Can you see? Yeah, okay. This is going to be a little bit in each one. It should sizzle, which is a good sign because it's really, really hot. And how much to put in each one? Well, just go with your feeling. Whatever you feel is the right amount. And it's not too much in each one. That's what I can say. Hopefully you can see on the video how much is going in here. Okay, the oil's sizzling, it's really, really hot. And it's possible that I used a bit too much oil, but so if you've got a bit of mixture left over, pour it into another one of them that had a bit less, and then get it back in the oven as quickly as possible because we want to keep everything really, really hot. Muffin tin going back in. Super important, the muffin tin with the batter is now in the oven and we must not open the door. Do not open the door again until they have risen, until they're golden and brown, then you can take them out. If you open the door too early before they've risen, or even if they look like they've risen but they're not really golden and brown, then you may lose this rise and they may go back down a bit like pancakes. And so don't open the door. So I'm going to leave that door closed of the oven for at least 15 minutes So I'm going to set a timer now for 15 minutes. And then after 15, it may need even 20 minutes, I'll take them out. And to be honest, you can eat them straight away. Let's wait 15 minutes. So this is how they should look after a few minutes of being in the oven. And I can see there, the oil is really hot. It's bubbling away. To be honest, it looks perfect. And even you can see they're starting to rise. And my Yorkshires have been in for around about, I don't know, 5.5 minutes, and look at them rising beautifully. Earlier today, I put my crock pot on for 10 hours. I put it on the low setting, and I'm making it's a type of sort of goulash type dish, but oh yeah, you shouldn't really take the lid off because it loses the temperature. This is going to complement the Yorkshire puddings really, really nicely. So my Yorkshire puddings have been in for a good 15 minutes. I think it's now time to take them out. So let me open the door. It's going to be real hot. Whoa. Cloud of smoke. And they're looking good. Looking good, looking good. Let's put them out onto my wooden board. What you can do is you can just go around and flick them, and they should just, yeah, look at that. Look at that, they look good. Now I have to say, I often use a little bit too much oil. I can be guilty of doing that, but you know, just use a little bit less oil than me. I mean, some people say to use a teaspoon of oil. Maybe I should have just done that. But look, this one looks real nice. Look, a little hole in the middle, crispy. Oh, that's going to be amazing with some lovely gravy, with some roast beef or roast chicken. That is how to make British Yorkshire puddings. They are super delicious. If you have children, they will love them. Adults love them too. Let's do a quick taste test. I've got my crock pot over here, which has been cooking for the last 9 hours, some lovely beef. And I'm going to take a little bit of the gravy out and try it with the Yorkshire pudding. I've got some of my sauce or gravy from the crock pot, and let me take one of these Yorkshire puddings. This one looks really good. So I'm just going to tear it apart, and yeah, I used a bit too much oil, so I use a bit less oil, but you can see inside how they come apart, look so good. I'm going to dip it in a bit of this gravy here, and it's so good. That is amazing. Oh yeah. My gosh. Thanks for watching. If you want to see me cook some other British dishes, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I will try it. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and click on subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching. See you again really soon.